On the planet of Vegeta, Bardock, a Saiyan, had made the decision to send his son Kakarot to Earth, and because of this, he knew Frieza would intend to destroy the planet Vegeta. He'd also get to see one of his premonitions that Kakarot had a latent power, being so great as to even surprise his father. It's the decision made, Gine, because if we let Kakarot stay on this planet, sooner or later he'd end up dying, and because I know that Frieza will destroy us and discard us if he were worthless.
No, Bardock, this is hasty. Look, Kakarot can't even fend for himself. It'll be suicide to send him to another planet, even if he is a low-class Bardock.
Gine, trust me. Kakarot's going to become a powerful warrior of all the cosmos, and he carries this power inside him that I just can't even explain.
Okay, Bardock, I hope everything you say is right. I just don't understand anything that you're saying, but we'll become excellent parents for Kakarot.
The same night, Bardock would steal one of Frieza's ships, being able to program it to land on Earth. Son, survive. I want you to become the most powerful warrior in the entire galaxy. I hope that I can see you again, Kakarot. I trust you.
Oh, Kakarot, if your father has been confused in what he tells us, we promise that we'll find you, because for us, you're the most important thing in our life.
The ship would take off, heading towards Earth at a great speed. After 2 days, the entire surface of the planet Vegeta, a great ship of the Emperor of Evil would be seen and the gate would open.
Ho ho! It's time for an excellent artificial game! It won't hurt to blow up this planet, and it'll get rid of these dirty monkeys.
Frieza, with his fingertips, will create a supernova of energy, destroying planet Vegeta. Bardock, realizing this, would use his power to try to repel this attack, but Bardock's power wasn't enough to do something against the evil Emperor. Drawing a smile on Frieza's face, he'd watch as his tracker of hundreds of Saiyans would fade completely. In the kingdom of Zeno-sama, a divine energy on the highest level would be bored. Seeing the universes, he'd notice how an object moving at a high speed through Universe 7, attracting attention of Zeno-sama.
Hey Shankin, come here! I got a request for you to do.
Daishenki would appear in front of Zeno-sama, exclaiming the following. Of course, my lord. What would you like for me to do? Daishenki at that moment would create a great portal in the Kingdom of the Whole, being teleported to Universe 7, managing to stop the ship where Kakarot was going. But after looking at it, he'd realize there was a baby inside. Well, that's unfortunate. Apparently this little Saiyan baby was sent to a planet of this universe. But for you, my king, he asked for your presence in the Kingdom of All. Daishenki would return to the kingdom of Zeno-sama and snap his fingers so Kakarot's ship would appear. The gate would open and Zeno-sama would be surprised to see a baby.
Wow! If he's a little baby, he'll be the heir of the 12 universes! That'd be amazing! But he doesn't have the power for such a feat.
My lord, you just gave me a great idea. What if we take care of it and grow this baby so that he could become the most powerful warrior surpassing the gods? Daishenki would look at him, realizing the power inside. Since this power could be seen by a great silver flame, the power beyond the gods, and the power of the Ultra Instinct in its maximum splendor. This is unexpected. I'm sure this baby will be able to change the hierarchy of these 12 universes. Inside him is the power that surpasses the gods of destruction.
Wow! But Daishenki, do you mean the power surpasses all the gods?
My lord, the state of Ultra Instinct is a doctrine, just like Ultra Ego, and they cannot be reached by training. In fact, the years of training, it makes it least able to achieve them for brief moments.
So that means this baby here has to activate it for a few moments according to what you just said, right?
On the other hand, of course. But I gotta confess, that little baby's not able to access this state for brief moments. Instead, it lies the complete doctrine of the Ultra Instinct, as if his destiny were to be privileged by the gods.
Wow, this is amazing! He might be able to be the new ruler of the universes! I don't see his name on the ship.
Indeed. It seems his parents weren't able to give him a name on this little ship, but we could give him one.
You're right! It's gonna be Goku! I don't know why, but I like that name. And from now on, you're Goku, king of all.
Daishenki would give a big smile and watch Zeno-sama as he held Goku. Apparently this will be a great journey, since that baby will even change the genius of Zeno-sama. Oh, interesting. After a few clashes of blows could be seen throughout the kingdom of Zeno-sama, a few years passed, and Goku achieved Super Saiyan in its variants of Super Saiyan 3.
Thanks for my training, Daishinken. I feel I can become more powerful. I appreciate it, but my limit, since I have another transformation, I guess it's Super Saiyan 3 is the limit.
It's my pleasure to inform you that it's not your limit, Goku. Speaking of mortal energy, he still has one more transformation to achieve, and the divine energy 2 of the transformations, leaving aside the Ultra Instinct.
Wow, I can't believe I have all this power. I know I'm going to overcome my limits. Let's keep training.
I agree, Goku, but for the next transformation, we require your tail. It's a primitive state of the Ozarus in the state of more destructive power. Daishinken, with his power creation, would restore Goku's tail, and due to this, Daishinken would realize one of the planets has become the intensity of a full moon. That planet's perfect for simulating the moon. This time I gotta make Goku focus on that planet to achieve this transformation. Goku would see the moon with great concentration. Nothing happened for the first few minutes, but after 5, Goku's body would have a great transformation, and an Ozaru would be formed through the kingdom of Zeno-sama, leaving everyone surprised.
Wow, that's amazing! I can't believe Goku could transform like that. His power's still growing greatly.
Indeed. If we succeed in this change, Goku can change to the powerful Super Saiyan 4 and be able to start with divine training, as he manages to master the Ultra Instinct to the max level. Goku would finish his transformation, and he'd lost his mind, starting to destroy everything. That precise moment, Daishinken would stand in front of Goku. With my Supreme Guardian Angel power, I grant you the power of total control. Total control with the technique exclusively of Daishinken allowed him to reach this technique, mastering his power. It didn't matter whether it was negative or ultimate, he would have controlled the energy state, and thanks to this, Goku's Ozaru would manage to regain consciousness, shrinking his body. And his power would continue to greatly increase with the power of the Ozaru concentrating on a smaller body. This power, after a few moments, would explode, and Goku would see his power of the Super Saiyan 4 lighting up bolts with entirely releasing his body.
Super Saiyan 4, it's amazing! I know it can surpass the Super Saiyan 3 dozens of times. I feel invincible!
It's great, but it still has limits below the god of destruction. This energy is of divine origin, and it's much more powerful and dangerous for a being who still doesn't get such energy. The new training of Goku would begin, this time mastering the power of Super Saiyan 4 with the intention of not wasting energy. And 8 more years later, Goku would be a teenager, and he'd achieve Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue. In achieving these variables of divine state, each variable dominates all his power. Thanks to this, he doesn't have any energy waste.
Heh, I really appreciate it, Daishinken. I've been training in this state for days. I want to be the protector of the universe and stop any evil energy. I don't want to let anything or anyone endanger the multiverse.
I wanted you to let me see this power you're talking about, because I'm curious. I think I know what you're talking about because this power inside you was there from birth.
Heh, I remember when Goku arrived on our planet. That day seems like it was just yesterday. Several years have passed already.
Goku would immediately close his eyes, concentrating, and with his eyes closed, a great heat would be released. And this heat would be recognized by Daishinken, giving him a smile. I knew it was the Ultra Instinct. I gotta confess, it surprises me he's able to access this state which he was born with. In this state, even the gods are complex to access.
Wow, the power of Goku's radiating amazing. This power of the Saiyan, a warrior to rise among the gods, angels, and kings.
Goku would open his eyes and change to a silver color, since his gaze was that of power. And despite that, he would be able to access the perfect Ultra Instinct, managing 60% of it, and achieving a feat no god had achieved. So what do you think, Daishinken? I've been trying to perfect this power. I don't understand it, but from what you say, it's I've been blessed with. You're right. You've been managed to be born with the Ultra Instinct, and you gotta achieve it. It's a feat that's difficult to break.
Thanks, Daishinken. I hope I can master it, so I can be prepared to protect this multiverse.
I agree, Goku, and we'll start with the real training, since he's been able to access the Ultra Instinct. And without saying anything, Daishinken would give him a big blow, and the Ultra Instinct Goku was dodging that blow and take some distance.
Wow, I didn't know it, but I could dodge one of your punches. This new training is gonna be interesting. Wow, I didn't think that Daishinken fighting Goku. That's amazing. I want to see Goku improve over these next few years.
And this battle between teacher and student would begin. Daishinkan always maintained advantage, but would be surprised by the battle progressing. Goku's body would be adapt. Since even the state of the Ultra Instinct on this occasion was 65%, if the 5% seemed little, being able to master 5% of the Ultra Instinct while fighting with great feat that not many warriors could achieve. Alright Goku, you can achieve this new hierarchy. You've been alive for millions of years. I'm not able to adapt on the battlefield, and so the genetics of the Saiyan. All this would pass through Daishinkan's mind, dodging Goku's punches. Goku would try to pounce once again against Daishinkan, and would fall to the ground with energy rays coming out of his body as he screams.
Daishinkan, what's wrong with Goku? I was able to see that you didn't give him power punches. What's wrong?
My lord, there's nothing to worry about. It's normal. Goku's pushed his body past the limit, and his muscles are torn, and to activate the Ultra Instinct for the first time. Daishinkan with power would be able to heal his wounds and leave him resting for a few days.
Daishinkan, I want Goku to return to his universe and be able to supervise all the other universes the same way. I'm sure there's something we don't know.
Alright, my lord, as soon as he wakes up, I'll inform him of the mission you have for him, so it won't be trusted as it's his weak point. 3 days passed in which Goku would recover, and his mind training that Daishinkan had given him. While this time, Goku looked more serious, knowing that he would face real dangers. Goku at a great speed would leave for the 12 universes. He would leave for Universe 7 because Daishinkan told him his origin, and Goku belonged to the planet Vegeta, being one of the most powerful races of the 12 universes. As far as I know, a cold demon was able to destroy my planet and my parents. I want to check out how much power he's got and test the power of mortals. Goku would concentrate, being able to see the energy of the cold demon on the planet Earth, because Goku, with his incredible speed, would leave, reaching Earth in a few minutes. Realizing that a large army was in place, destroying everything, he would arrive in front of the army of the great Frieza.
Frieza, you better get out!
I've come to you personally and I want to check your strength. Get out! The soldiers present rushed Goku, and due to the offense which he had addressed Frieza, Goku in a few moments would finish the soldiers attacking him. So Frieza would step out of ship surprised because of this, and his entire ship would open, leaving Frieza.
Oh, I'm surprised that beings of this insignificant planet can know the name of Frieza. But that's great, because that shows the power I have.
Ha! You're wrong! I know your name and I've researched everything about you. You destroyed my own planet. I'm a Saiyan. Frieza would stare at him, realizing he was identical to the warrior who refused to give up until the end of the explosion of the planet.
But if you're identical to that warrior who refused to die, you must be his son. If your father was a fly, I shouldn't expect his son to have so much power.
Goku's veins would be exalted, and due to the lack of respect for his father, Goku would move incredibly, giving a slight blow to Frieza's stomach. Frieza, it was an extremely powerful blow, and he would fall to the ground vomiting blood. Even his soldiers were amazed, but by the power of that subject in front of him, he had demonstrated. From what I've seen, you cold demons have several transformations. You better get to the last form, or I'll end you in the next move with your pathetic existence. Frieza stood up, and he would give a big smile.
I must confess that blow you gave me was incredible. I pity you that I possess immortality no matter how powerful you are.
Frieza was smiling like a maniac. Goku's smile would be drawn on his face. You think there's no way to end the life of an immortal? Let me tell you that you're wrong. There's multiple ways for you to beat yourself. Frieza had a chill over his body and would access his final form, causing destruction on Earth. And despite the verge of destruction, it would be restored because the Saiyan God was in the place. The inhabitants of this planet have nothing to do with what happened. You're under my protection. You have nothing to fear. Frieza would accumulate his transformation, pouncing on Goku. And despite his efforts, he couldn't hit him once because the perfect Ultra Instinct was more than enough to face Frieza, and he was using his energy of a god, which would be felt by the deities of Universe 7. Hey, Whis. You feel that? I'm sure it's the energy of a god, but there's something different about it. Makes me feel nervous. You are correct, Mr. Beerus. It's similar to the Ultra Instinct, and that energy of the god feels different. You have combined it with a state that surpasses the energy of gods. Whis, I don't know what planet that guy's from, but I want to check out his power. I've trained for 15 years and I want to fight someone other than you.
Oh, it seems that to me, Mr. Beerus, you want to fight someone who possesses energy beyond the god, and that will be perfect training for you. Both deities went to the planet Earth, and returning to the battle, Goku, in this battle, would only focus on dodging each of Frieza's blows without connecting a single blow, and Frieza would take some distance, mocking Wei to show him the following. It doesn't matter the speed you have. You're not doing anything but running away from me. You won't even be able to connect any hits. You're a pathetic Saiyan. You're completely confused, Frieza. The fact I wasn't able to connect my punches is because I didn't intend to hit you. I would have ended this battle from the first move. Don't say something stupid. I'm the Emperor of Evil. And right now, I've been able to take immortality. You don't possess the power to kill me. I'm tired of listening to your invalid arguments. I'm gonna take your good-for-nothing Emperor to come and die. Goku, with a quick movement, would place his hand on his forehead, leaving him immobilized, and introducing divine energy. That divine energy I've given you is inside you, and for greater agony, I'm gonna use a technique specifically for the gods. Frieza, in writhing pain from the energy that was injected from Goku's hand in front of him. From creation comes destruction. Die! Destroy! Frieza's body was beginning to turn into dust, leaving nothing of the evil Emperor. The other soldiers, seeing the evil Emperor being defeated without even a slight effort, fled. However, Goku, with a small sphere of energy, would destroy the entire Emperor's ship, and with it, the life of his subordinates that came to an end. Well, the power of the blessed evil Emperor was nothing more than a Palvir who didn't have any of the authentic power. Goku would rise in the atmosphere of the planet, seeing how the power of the deities of the universe were approaching at a great speed where he was. Well, so without me having to look for you, you came to me. That's interesting. I'm planning to test your powers, angel and god. Goku, with speed greater than the angel, was starting to head towards where the deities were, and would notice that a being with great speed was approaching. And with this, he would stop, which would annoy Beerus. Hey Wes, don't do that. My head hurts too much. But Beerus wouldn't hear an answer because he felt as a very tension around him changed, realizing that a being was in front of them. Who the hell are you? So you're the one who put yourself out in the way. You had to stop that abruptly, huh? Ha! You guys know who I am. I've saved you a big leg of the trip. The question is, why did he want to go to my planet Earth to see me? Mr. Beerus, the warrior is the one who has the divine energy, equal parts of the Ultra Instinct, but I'm surprised that you could sense our energies from getting there first, since his speed is higher than mine. That's impressive. After all, you're just a mortal with some skill, since possessing divine energy doesn't make you invincible. Beerus, while saying this, would appear on Goku's back, trying to connect a big blow, and to his surprise, Goku, with a quick movement, dodged it, holding by the neck the great brutality while slowly suffocating him. You better not trust yourself. The next one won't be a warning. Next time, I won't let you free, and I'm gonna finish you without hesitation. Goku would release Beerus, and instantly Beerus would take a little air, but furious, and with power rushed Goku. Goku, with great agility, dodged those blows, and on this occasion, Goku's instincts were superior to Beerus. And with a quick movement, he would create a great sword of energy, being able to cross Beerus, and with the help of his baculum, he intervened in the battle, saving Beerus. I'm not able to understand the dexterity of that Saiyan, since no other specimen of his species could reach those levels. That did surprise me. I didn't think so much of a difference of a god and a guardian angel, but that'll only make it more fun. I want to check the power of an angel and a god fighting together. Ho! I must admit that he has great power, and that he's able to overshadow a god or most common god. Since Lord Beerus is the most powerful god, he hid his true power. In this case, he's able to defeat him, but you haven't reached the power required to face an angel. You better go. Without Whis and Beerus being able to do something, both were hit by an incredible speed, sent flying to the planet, destroying everything. And Goku, at a great divinity, would begin to approach the planet, and everything around him collapsed due to his pressure. What's happened? What hit me? I understand I managed to hit Mr. Beerus, but I possess the ultra-perfect instinct. This is just simple luck. Ha! You think the hit I hit you with was luck? Don't say something stupid. If I feel like it, I can hit you again without any effort. If you want to try that again, I'll get more serious and be able to make you realize that you're just an ordinary warrior.
Whis, despite putting himself on guard, couldn't see the instant where Goku stood in front of him while his hand was touching his chin. I told you it wasn't luck. My power is able to crush you completely. I hope that's not all your power. You would disappoint me. Mr. Beerus, apparently we will have to team up. The power of this guy is able to demonstrate is amazing. I can realize that, but how do we beat him? His power is something overshadowing us. We can't even see him move. Don't worry, as far as I can see, the Saiyan doesn't master the power of the Ultra Instinct completely, and that only means he can access the Ultra Defense or Offensive Instinct. We have to find out which. I understand. Count on me. I won't let this Saiyan be able to humiliate me shamefully. Both deities at a great speed would try a few different blows, and despite their speed, the movements were insignificant to Goku. He was just a simple child next to them, and Goku would take distance staring at him. Well, the power of those deities, the universe is nothing but just hoaxes. They can't do anything against me. Meanwhile, in the Zeno-sama palace, everyone was watching what was happening. Definitely the gods and angels required of high training. Since the power of the Goku is not so relevant, even Whis was humiliated. You are correct, Daishinken. We have to prepare the gods and angels because if war happens like 500 million years ago, we will be lost.
You're right. Daishinken, when Goku is able to inspect all the universes, please inform the training of the deities. We have to be prepared.
Luckily, great Zeno-sama, as you order. On the battlefield, Goku would humiliate Whis and Beerus, not letting him do anything, and he would be able to leave for another universe. Goku would increase his power by accessing perfect Ultra Instinct, and a large golden sword of energy would be slowed down noticeably, granting Goku the time to save the deities who were completely surprised to learn they were rescued by his enemy. I don't know who you are, but apparently you're even more powerful than the supposed deities of this universe. You better show yourself. From a big cocoon of shadows, a warrior would stand in front of Goku. To his surprise, this warrior even had a tail which was evident. He was a Saiyan just like Goku. I've been waiting for this moment for millions of years. You're the chosen one from the premonition I had. A Saiyan warrior born with the Ultra Instinct and trained by the deities of Zeno-sama's palace.
What? How do you know I was raised by Daishinken and Zeno-sama? No one knows that. I want you to confess how you know.
I have the ability to see the future millions of years ago. I was able to raise this premonition, and I have the most interesting battle with his Saiyan who would be raised in Zeno-sama's palace. So you know I was waiting for this moment for so long. Whis and Beerus was surprised to learn the Saiyan in front of them was raised by the powerful deities of the 12 universes.
So you want to fight? We can check our powers, but you don't have to hurt others. This is just between you and me.
Akuma would get on the battlefield, leaving the deities of Universe 7 surprised. The presence of the god Akuma was lost hundreds of thousands of years ago, and the divine energy had left Akuma for dead.
This is incredible! I can't believe this Saiyan in front of us was raised by my father and the great Zeno-sama. How is it possible that even the powerful god Akuma, about whom nothing is known for thousands of years, appears again for this warrior?
I don't have the slightest idea what's happening, but if it hadn't been for his help, we would have died by the pressure of Akuma. Whis would try to communicate with his father. Everything around him would be covered by a large dome of negative energy, making it impossible for him to communicate with Zeno-sama in the realm. It is impossible for me to communicate with my father. Akuma has been able to seal the entire Universe 7 entirely. I'm not able to communicate. Apparently, everything's in the hands of that guy. He is able to demonstrate great power. I don't know if he has the required power to face Akuma. Millions of years ago, on a planet on the verge of destruction, two warriors faced each other. One of them with multiple wounds with red hair moved by the wind. Akuma, please come to your senses. No warrior more powerful than me is able to appear. Forget that damn dream of wanting to fight someone more powerful. You are completely wrong, Shallot, because with our learning ability, we can compare ourselves to the power of the gods themselves. Akuma, we can't even be capable of defeating the gods of destruction, much less we're able to defeat the beings above them. This is suicide. Don't worry, Shallot. You've used all your power with the intention of stopping me. But that's not useful to you. Your power is not surpassed by mine thousands of times, and you can leave me alone. I've been able to visualize the warrior of my premonition. Shalat was trying to make Akumo think. He was able to have a premonition in which the warrior would be raised by the most powerful beings and would be enough to face him. Shalat, you better get off this planet. It's not long before it explodes, and I won't plan to cause any more problems.
No, Akumo! The first Saiyans to become gods, I haven't planned to let you die in this place. Come with me! Let's keep training!
1,000 years. All that captivity. You apparently are the chosen one, and I feel like a great power lies inside you.
I don't understand what you're trying to say. Apparently, you're an ancient Saiyan that gives me more intrigue about your capacity of your power.
Akumo quickly would graze Goku, and thanks to the Ultra Instinct, he was able to dodge that attack. Both exchanged hundreds of blows, but despite this, they were equal. Akumo would increase his power while exchanging blows, and Goku would realize at this moment, despite having Ultra Instinct, Akumo would connect a big blow to his stomach, causing him to spit out blood and fall to the ground in front of him. Well, even though you got the highest training of all the beings of the gods, you're not able to cope with me. I haven't even transformed. The deities were surprised to learn that Akumo could transform, while Goku would stand up more determined.
Apparently, I have to use the power beyond Ultra Instinct, a power I planned only with Daishaken. I don't see any alternatives giving you battle.
Ha! I knew you had more power. Use more, because when I start my onslaught, I won't give you this opportunity again. Goku would clench his fist with power, and his aura would rise, letting the Universe 7 shudder. His power grew amazingly, leaving Whis and Beerus surprised, and the barrier that Goku created would be subdued by the pressure of the Saiyans. Hey Whis, we definitely have to be able to stand up to that Saiyan. His power surpasses the Guardian Angels.
I agree with you, Mr. Beerus. I never thought that a Saiyan would reach these levels. It's an overwhelming power.
Goku would rise incredibly, but Akumo's expression didn't change. His expression was confident. After a few minutes, Goku would access Ultra Instinct Phase 3, and the power capable of crackling everything around him. Goku would return to observe Akumo.
I gotta confess, I was given a mission to supervise the universes, including the power of the deities. They weren't supposed to have the strongest peak of the scale in their universes. I never thought to use this power in the universes. I was given to investigate. You surprised me.
Ha ha! You using that transformation makes me feel flattered, but Goku, despite reaching his most powerful state, couldn't dodge a powerful onslaught of Akumo, and that would hold him by his head, colliding with planets, destroying them. This power demonstrated was crazy to compare to Goku's. Goku this time wasn't able to see a movement, and Akumo would fly him towards a planet with a huge blow, destroying mountains in his path. Well, apparently that power you brag about's not a big deal. The power that really matters is true power, and that's why I have a little more of mine, and apparently it's just too big for you. Goku would try to stand but couldn't. The damage caused was another level, and Goku would spit out blood, turning to see everything blurred.
Damn, I'm supposed to be one of the powerful warriors, only below Daishaken and Zeno-sama. This guy mocks my power, and his power is immense. I can't understand it.
Goku would try to stand, but his legs were wobbling. Taking the big beating of Akumo, he would stare at him. I must give you credit for the power you got. Despite only 23 years of life, you have that of an angel and a god, but they don't compare to your power despite the training of millions of years. On the other hand, I am surprised that your power is so poor since you were supposed to be under the tutelage of the most powerful deities.
Damn worm, don't make fun of me, as a kid still fight.
Goku would try, but something against Akumo would be in vain, and this power was abysmal. Due to the blows that Akumo had connected with him, Goku's power would decrease, and his power that he relieved was from blows more normal, falling to the ground.
No, damn it! How can I, a warrior born with this power beyond the gods, be humiliated? I can't allow this!
Goku, using his power, lashed out against Akumo with a powerful technique, the Dragon God Destroyer. A huge dragon was starting to head towards Akumo, and to everyone's surprise, Akumo, stretching out one of his hands, was able to stop him, causing an explosion over the place. You better train more. Next time we meet, I want you to give me a real battle. This is just a warm-up. Akumo was able to knock him out of combat, causing Goku to go to his base state, looking at the deities of Universe 7. I want his wounds healed. And even though they'll do it, I'm sure Daishaken takes too much care of this Saiyan. I'm gonna retire for the time being. Akuma would disappear, and the dome of negative energy was dissipated. With Goku, with the intention of healing him, the beings of Zeno-sama's palace arrived.
Goku, what happened? Were Whis bears responsible for this?
No, it's impossible for the deities of Universe 7 to leave Goku in this condition. His power to be able to fight the angels and gods weren't receiving damage. A warrior that resembles my power, even Zeno-sama, was responsible. You're right, Father. Apparently Goku-sama was testing us. Even though we fought together with Beerus, we couldn't do anything. Akuma-sama is the one responsible. Daishaken's face would change to a cold, tense expression. What do you mean, Whis? It's impossible. That Saiyan disappeared millions of years ago. He can't exist. He belonged to the universe eliminated by Zeno-sama. Father, for that astonishment, it is possible that his existence came, but his power decreased and continued to increase even the more, defeating Goku. Daishaken, from what I hear, Akuma named Goku that was trained by the deities in that palace. It was astonishing to me since Akuma claimed to have these premonitions. If what you're telling me is right, Son Goku's the god of a legend, and that confines the 18 million universes years ago. It's said that a powerful warrior would put an end to Akuma's power.
For that reason, I want to eliminate 6 universes of more power, and their inhabitants were corrupted by excessive thirst for power, none more than anything good. Akuma's been able to return with much more power. Daishaken with his great power would heal Goku, and he'd wake up, body hurting.
Where am I? What happened to Akuma?
Well, after everything Whis and Beerus informed me is true, apparently we have to prepare for a huge battle coming.
On an inhospitable planet of the 12 universes, Akuma was meditating with a huge smile on his face.
I know you can't hear me, but shall I tell you? My clairvoyance power doesn't fail. That warrior is the chosen one to quench my power.
Akuma would immediately expel great power by accessing the original form of the legendary Super Saiyan God, everything being destroyed around him.
I'm sure that Saiyan could force me to use the original Super Saiyan form and force me to use the Ultra Instinct.
Zeno-sama's palace and the deities with Goku returned. The entire journey, Goku was more serious than usual, something that he wasn't normally.
Goku, what's wrong? I understand Akuma's power knocked you out, but don't worry, I'm sure you can overcome him. Akuma's been training for millions of years, unlike you.
I know, but I humiliated myself, and I just can't get out of my head. I've never been humiliated like that. I have to become more powerful. I'm not gonna leave like this. I have to become much more powerful.
Goku, don't worry. I know what's more is right now we can start training, and it'll be beyond a priest.
I appreciate it. This time I'm gonna train on my own. I won't be with you, and I have to fend for myself.
Goku, don't be hard on yourself. Daishaken said Akuma's been training for millions of years, and he has all that power because of it. You'll be more powerful after 3 years of training.
On the planet Beerus, deities were walking, and they weren't able to understand the deities of the 12 universes being able to raise a Saiyan baby. Hey Wes, I don't get it. In fact, it's just something interesting to me. I don't understand how Zeno-sama Daishaken could raise a Saiyan and have to get power on such incredible feats.
I do agree, but apparently that Saiyan is a prodigy. Doesn't matter how good his mentor is. If his ability on the battlefield is 0, it won't matter. His power can't be increased that way.
That means the Saiyan of the deities was trained by a prodigy since he was able to humiliate us entirely. But if that Saiyan's able to humiliate us, I don't want to imagine what he'd be able to do to Akuma.
Would be able to end our lives without realizing. Zeno-sama realizing Goku in a meditation pose, the power beyond an Ultra Instinct was asleep in his body and due to awaken. And because of this humiliation, Goku would open his eyes, releasing an incredible power, managing to make the 12 universes shudder with an incredible power released from his body after a few marks appeared on his body. An amazing power was released over Goku's body. That power was that over a high priest, and the Saiyan being humiliated preferred death. Goku would manage to channel that frustration and turn it into power, and at this moment, every one of the 12 universes would wobble due to the power released by his body.
I'll finish that bastard! I can't believe you humiliated me like this! A Saiyan knows to prefer death over being humiliated.
Goku, without control, would release a great power. Through the palace of Zeno-sama, due to the increase of powers, the deities on guard of the kingdom of Zeno-sama would come, noticing Goku changed. The amazement of Zeno-sama was known, because multiple marks were on his clothes and Goku was able to carry them on his body.
I can't believe it! Goku's able to access his status compared to the king of the whole, or even a being of the creation of energy, since those marks on the Omni marks are known as the celestial mark.
Heavenly marks, my lord? I've never heard of such a thing. Do you possess such heavenly marks? Or what is all this power due to?
I only have one, and I gotta admit, it's one of the most powerful marks, since this one is formed in the center of your head, that is the flow of energy.
I understand, so our Goku has able to access the power even capable of that of the great Zeno-sama. This is amazing. A silver light, just like a few rocks, would rise over the place, and it was possible to see Goku's new appearance. His gaze changed drastically, and the power that ran through his body was crazy, and the 12 universes continued to have great pressure. Goku could keep control. If this continues to raise in a drastic way, his body can't keep it in.
No, Daishinkan, let him release his power. Even I, whom not a Saiyan, can feel humiliated. Let him release it, so that he can have a lower energy load.
I understand. I'll let you release your power. But if you continue with that rhythm, your body might even explode. Goku's voice would interrupt their conversation.
Daishinkan, I appreciate your concern, but don't worry. I feel this great power running through me. I know my body won't be able to withstand it. I have the risk of exploding into 1,000 pieces.
So he's under control. I was worried.
Hey, don't worry, Daishinkan. I gotta confess, if I'm upset with humiliation thanks to Kumo, I'm sure that this power I have is more powerful, and I can master it. Although I gotta confess it won't be easy, this power's beyond a high priest. Even that power of creation's not easy. You'll have to adhere to a rigorous training in order to master it. Heh, I know, and I'm counting on you. I want to master this power a little at a time to achieve this transformation at will.
Goku in his new transformation of the Super Saiyan God Omni would channel all this power, and with the intention of being able to access this state in the future, after a few hours of meditating, Goku would stand and hundreds of rays would be seen through the palace of Zeno-sama.
What are these? Where are they from?
Before he could finish his sentence, hundreds of rays of purple would be released over his body, and multiple cries of pain were heard through the kingdom because the deities would come out to see what was happening, realizing the power beyond a high priest had a great price. As far as I could see, in this short period of time, the power beyond a god, angel, and priest, and even king at all, is able to have a price paid for this time in his body to endure that new power. The screams of Goku would stop, and Goku would fall to the ground out of combat. On a distant planet, Akuma was meditating, and he had a look of joy. After millions of years, I finally found a warrior able to give me a legendary battle. I will always be right, Charlotte. I want you to become more powerful than Goku. Show me the power of your limits. On the planet of Beerus, an angel and god of destruction would go under rigorous training to become more powerful. Despite the most powerful god of the 12 universes, I was humiliated. I can't allow this. I'm going to become training in the most difficult way of my life, with the intention of overcoming my limits. I'm also training to be the most powerful angel of all. Only below Daishinkan, I was humiliated. I cannot accept this. I will surpass my limits of an ordinary angel, and affirm I will reach the same level as Daishinkan-sama. The training of both deities began, and in the kingdom of Zeno-sama, a few days passed. In this time, a dark energy warrior was stalking the 12 universes. With his power so powerful, none present could realize his full power. This is very interesting. Me, a demon of the ancient times, I've never heard of raising a mere mortal in the hands of the most powerful beings of the universe. Because of this, they would have finished with this brat. A new warrior proclaimed himself a demon. As observed by everything, for millions of years, he was much older than Daishinkan and Zeno-sama. These guys call themselves authorities of the 12 universes. That's nothing more than a hoax. This guy named Akuma is more powerful than them, and I'll give them a visit. I'm gonna fight with their supposed psychic. Yoruma had amazing speed to go through the 12 universes, and Akuma was meditating on his planet. After a few seconds, everything around him would change, and presence would slightly fall in his body, which would open his eyes, releasing pressure, and due to this, he was neutralized, while in the shadows, a new warrior could be seen. I don't know who the hell you are, but if you've got guts to come to where I am, I'll give you a chance. Get out of here on 3 or I won't end your life. Ha ha! Very arrogant words for a being not able to do anything against me. I accept. I want you to try to end my life. Ha! Don't make me laugh. Even the highest level beings respect me. And with that, you're not even part of the gods. I'm able to treat you like my punching bag. What do you think we check it out? Are you afraid? Akuma's expression would change and approach his opponent. They were face to face and he would release his power with the intention of intimidating him. But the subject released more power, and his aura was that of a hellish demon, leaving Akuma paralyzed. Oh well, I didn't expect this. I didn't think you had enough power to see my aura materialize. But now that you can see it, do you think you're capable of doing something against me? I gotta confess that you've surprised me in that aura. But don't think you can intimidate me with that aura. At this moment, I'll show you the power that you can't even overcome. Pay attention! Akuma, without trusting himself slightly, would begin to access all of his power. Akuma's hair would turn silver, and that pressure released would be far from the 12 universes, a pressure not perceived by anyone in Zeno-sama's palace. Akuma, at the end of releasing his great power, without holding back, would lash out against him. A fist a few centimeters from hitting his great infernal aura, was able to move at will, stopping his punch while Yoruma was staring at him. It's a pity you can't hit yourself. I gotta admit that that blow had connected with me. It wouldn't have been able to cause me even the slightest damage. Akuma was surprised by that aura that stopped his blow, and he would retreat. It would be impossible for him, that aura neutralized him. Just as I didn't move from this place, I hope you don't move from yours. I'm planning to make you try one of my direct hits. Yoruma would execute a slight blow. Despite looking weak, it would be powerful enough to send him flying to another planet, vomiting large amounts of blood. No, hell, how could you do that damage to me? How the hell can you do that? I'm not even able to understand your strength limit. Akuma would notice on the planet had been crashed as the beginning to destroy itself, and Yoruma's aura would spread over the place. You're the most powerful pillar of the universe. I hope that's not all your power, otherwise you disappointed me. Akuma would stand out spitting up blood. I really have to use everything on you, but what would be annoying is that your aura you possess. It's a pity that I'll still be able to free my spiritual soul. Spiritual soul? The hell is that? What am I using as my own aura? Although of course I'm not going to waste time trying to explain that to you. You're so weak you can't even understand techniques at the highest level. Ha! What do you think if you attack me again? I'm gonna plan to use all my techniques since I could tell you're coming to try to end my life. Yoruma pounced against Akuma while his aura similarly began to execute hundreds of blows on his body. And in that place, Nozoru could be seen with a roar pushing Yoruma's aura while Akuma held tightly to Yoruma. I plan to return to the blow you gave me. You gotta be lucky that I'm benevolent. I have not left you completely immobilized. Before Yoruma answered, Akuma would land a huge blow on his stomach, sending him flying, destroying the mountains. I gotta leave here. If I use all my techniques, I can't beat him. It makes me angry to admit, but this guy's power's higher than mine. Akuma would try to leave the place and realize the planet they were on was sealed by a dark energy. Since you're able to release that power, I knew you'd try to leave instead of facing me, and for that reason I sealed the planet. Damn it. Last thing I need is help. But I know that miserable guy has unlimited energy reserves, and I have no alternative. Akuma would concentrate establishing a mental connection with Goku. Goku, I know you must be upset by the humiliation I granted you, but I don't end you. I need your help. The entire Divine Kingdom, this highly evil being appeared trying to destroy the 12 universes.
But if you're Akuma, what happened? I just woke up not long ago and I can't believe you're telling me this. Your power is incredible. It's hard for me to believe a being has managed to overcome you.
It's not time, Goku. I need your help. This guy could end my life. I'm sure the next one on your list will be the whole kingdom of Zeno-sama. The connection would be interrupted because Yoruma would start his attack, and the two auras would start a great battle. Hand-to-hand combat with Akumo, despite being an expert, became to overcome, as well as the blows of his opponent were much more devastating, making Akumo's power decrease slowly, and his energy aura would lose ground against Yoruma's aura. Damn it, this guy has combat progress. He's able to corner me, and his combat continues like this, I'm gonna have a hard time admitting it. I'll be defeated. What's going on, Akumo? I thought you had more confidence in your power. After all, if it was a mere mortal who was fortunate enough to have some divine power, you'd be able to trash others. Akuma at this moment couldn't do anything against Yoruma, starting to get his beating. And in the last blow, Zeno-sama's combat form would appear at Akumo's side, stopping the blow, while Goku with the other gods and angels would arrive on the battlefield.
Heh, what you got here, Akumo? Although we have a pending battle, Daishinken, heal all his wounds, we need his power.
Goku at the moment, with a serious look, was beginning to access the state of God Omni. An incredible power was beginning to release. This time it was extremely incredible power, which surprised Akumo, since it was unreal that a being to achieve this power in a few days and had not counted that Goku remained out of combat. How is Son Goku able to achieve this power? It's incredible. And even for me, those levels take months. Goku's powers would rise, but something left Yoruma amazed. The marks on his bodies were beginning to obtain because Yoruma belonged to a much more advanced multiverse. His knowledge of the Omni power was higher. You have the warrior of this multiverse been able to access the Omni marks? Ha! That's madness. Even I belong to a much better multiverse, having managed to receive those. Omni brands, I've never heard of such power. Apparently it's far beyond the power I possess, and if so, how could he get it? Daishinken, with his angelic power, was managing to heal all the wounds that he was caused on Akumo's body, and thanks to this he would manage to have a great increase in power. So he began to approach where Goku was, and it was impossible to extort his power to make him retreat a few meters over the battlefield. I definitely not thought that the Saiyan like him would be able to reach such limits. It's something that makes me proud. We Saiyan gods have been able to compare ourselves to the beings of the highest energy rank. I agree with you, Akumo. I'm surprised that even the little Saiyan was able to completely change my mindset about all of you. Since being a warrior race, I always thought that you always had the mind to end the 18 universes. I'm sorry, Daishinken. In the beginning like that, I didn't know what moment our ideals were to change. Rather, my personal ideals, because thanks to that, we were able to improve as warriors. Instantly, the conversation of both would be interrupted by a great roar from Goku, because on this occasion, Goku would release his power, making everything around him destroyed while all of the God Omni could be observed. I'm ready. Sorry for the wait, but I'm not able to master all this power yet. I don't know about the hell you've been feeling this omnipotent energy. I'm not interested in you being able to get that power. I'm going to absorb you and hold all the Omni marks. Yoruma would move with great speed against Goku. As great as his speed was, this time he wasn't able to do anything against him, and his aura was starting to attack him. Goku would dodge each and every one of his blows.
Goku has the Ultra Instinct in all its splendor, and even though the power of the Omni Instinct, it should be difficult for him to dodge those blows. Is that the power of the Omni marks? I don't even know he's able to get that power.
I agree with you, my lord, since Goku was knocked out of combat a few days. After he tried to master that state, I don't know what point he was able to master it at this level.
The only thing I could say is that Goku's a prodigy, and mastering the divine energy is complex. The Ultra Instinct has no god to manage to master it. I don't even want to imagine how complex it is to master the Omni marks, and Goku achieved it.
So the difference in powers is abysmal. On that occasion, I'll defeat him. And thanks to that fact, we are not able to reach the maximum splendor of a warrior. Akumo has no reason to feel this way. After all, it's been the most powerful warrior of the multiverse for millions of years. Zeno-sama, his combat form, couldn't defeat him despite having the Omni brand. I don't feel humiliated, Daishinken. If anything, I feel pride. I know that one of my descendants has managed to reach this level. The most chaotic battle in the entire multiverse began. The gods, along with the angels, were in the atmosphere of the planet, using their max powers to seal the planet completely, with the intention that the battle doesn't spread to the other universes. The warriors dealt extremely powerful blows, with each having the power to destroy a universe, and the barrier that the gods and angels made began to crack.
Daishinken, I want you to support the barriers of the angels. Because of their power, they're not able to endure for long, and we can't allow this to spread to the 12 universes.
Of course, my lord, as you order. Daishinken with great speed would reach one of the angels, beginning to channel a large part of his power, which was able to keep the barrier on constant balance. Zeno-sama and Kumo continued to observe the battle, which the clear winner could not be seen, because it was very even. Second by second, Goku would put more pressure on Yoruma, and Yoruma was falling to Goku's game. Because Goku continued his max power, and Yoruma's power decreased. Despite having large reserves, they were not unlimited. Goku, dodging his blows, would hold his leg and make him crash to the base of the planet, while Goku began to slowly approach the crater generated.
You're powerful, but it's the only thing you possess. I'm sure that for you and Akumo have the same power, and Akumo would be able to sweep the floor with you, since his experience on the battlefield's better than yours.
You comparing me to that miserable man from Akumo? Don't say stupid things, you mortal. The best times I'm a memorable god of the highest rank. Don't compare me to a mortal like Akumo.
I don't care who you've been. You're not able to do anything. And even now, I know that you're trying to trap me with your aura. But try, because I completely trust my aura, and I'll repel it completely.
Yoruma, annoyed, would try to absorb Goku with his aura, and that aura surrounded by Goku's body was silver, rising over the place, and his aura of Yoruma would completely explode due to Goku's energy. Me, as an ancient god, I have multiple techniques, and to your bad luck, this place, there are several important warriors for you to have happened to form a part of my power.
Damn, the battle between you and me, I won't let you do anything to them.
It's not a simple game. Everything is allowed on the battlefield. I want you to observe and tell me what you will be able to do now. Supreme Divine Rapture. A great pentagram would be formed all over the place. The power of the angels, gods, Zeno-sama, and Akuma would be part of Yoruma's power. And this incredible aura would rise over the place, while the planet where they were would continue to explode, due to the excess energy that Yoruma's body was releasing.
That bastard! He absorbed the power of my friends! Apparently it's his only power since their body is still in the barrier to form in the last minute. In that case, he hasn't done it. They would have died.
I admit that I feel very irritated for having a divine rapture in this multiverse. I am able to defeat you, and I plan to absorb you. Even your bones would be part of me.
That only confirms my doubts. You really don't know how to fight, since an experienced warrior would have absorbed the power of the warriors present, since that load on his body would be madness before sacrificing speed.
Don't say stupid things. A god of the highest rank can't suffer such side effects. I plan to prove it to you right now, you miserable bug. Yoruma would try to pounce against Goku, who had noticed his body had become heavier, and it seemed he weighed 1,000 tons. Because of this, Goku would take advantage of the god's carelessness, connecting a blow to his face, making him fall, and Goku would descend to that place.
I warned you, don't listen. The power you have exceeds the power of your body controlling it. For that reason, you become slower.
No, damn. This can't be happening. I'm an elite warrior of Universe 1. I can't end up in these pathetic places.
I think it's time to end you. You won't be able to do anything with that power, and it'll reverse the technique. You don't have the required power to face me. No matter your decisions, you will die.
Yoruma, who has never experienced terror in his life, would feel it in his body. His pride would continue with his battle. However, he had no chance against Goku because Goku would put his hands on his forehead.
I gotta confess, I'm surprised you didn't try to run and beg for your life. That's admirable. It's a pity I've decided to put an end to this combat.
Goku, with a great attack in the palm of his hands, would make a great spiral formed over the place. Instantly, in the same way, a great explosion would be generated. Goku would end Yoruma. Being exiled from Universe 1, Goku would see how all the beings of divine energy could not recover their energy. Goku, releasing more power, would manage to transmit a little of his energy to all the divine beings, and thanks to this, they could stand again. That was dangerous. I didn't know that this guy had such a technique, but it was not enough to defeat Goku. He'll be named as the supreme god of the multiverse. He is a being that could surpass the power of Zeno-sama.
I agree. Goku will be the protector of the whole multiverse, and it'll be a great honor, since I've seen him grow up as a child, and seeing how he could overcome me fills me with pride.
Zeno-sama, Daishinken-sama, if you allow me, I'll be part of the Divine Kingdom. Being one of the Guardians or Protector, I really liked how there are more powerful warriors in the other multiverse, and I promise to give my life for the being of the entire multiverse.
Of course, Akumo. Don't worry. The more powerful beings our multiverse will grow in power. There's no problem whatsoever. In that case, we should leave for Zeno-sama's palace. Gods and angels, I thank you for your help. You can retire to your universes.
All the gods together with their angels would leave for their universes, and other beings of the palace Zeno-sama with the intention of naming Goku the new supreme god, as well as Akumo as the new multiverse protector. In the confines of another multiverse, a beautiful demon queen of her entire multiverse was able to see everything that happened.
Well, well, I did not expect Yoruma, the most powerful warriors of Ryoma-sama, to be defeated by a warrior of the multiverse of Zeno-sama, which is considered the weakest of all. I have to talk to that warrior. I want him for myself.
The Queen Towa would stand up, releasing great pressure through her palace as well as the underworld, because the goddess Towa came from the hells of her multiverse, and it seems strange to her a being with absolute goodness in his heart could achieve the Omnimarks.
I don't understand how a being without evil at all was able to reach those levels, but since this path of power, there's always evil. Greed. I have to go to the palace of Zen, and I don't want to know how to do it.
In the multiverse of Zeno-sama, all 12 universes were calm, and the gods would be forced to rigorous training, otherwise they'd be dismissed from their posts. And they were of maximum authority of their universes, and if there was a possibility of a new powerful warrior, then their god and angel appeared. Akumo was in charge of eradicating him. I thought that the extinction of the original race of the Saiyans, I would never have this company again. And even his family and everything I owe to you, Goku.
You got nothing to be grateful for, because thanks to you, I was able to weaken the true power of the Omni-God Saiyan. I'm surprised there are more multiverses, that if I didn't expect it, in those universes there must also be very powerful warriors.
I agree. I'm even curious on how powerful those warriors are, but only a certified being can cross the multiversal barrier.
That's right. It's a pity that Zeno-sama's multiverse is the weakest. It doesn't have the certificate to travel between multiverses.
A large portal would form around them, leaving Goku and Akumo surprised by the perceived power the silhouette of a beautiful woman could be observed.
Don't worry, I'm here. I have the certification to travel between multiverses. I wanted to meet you, Goku, the mortal who became the supreme god.
The confrontation between Gohan in his Super Saiyan Phase 3 form and Takagami marked a drastic change in the intensity of the battle. The skies, previously serene, witness of the confrontation, darkened with the energy unleashed by both combatants. And each blow resounded like thunder in the vast and silent cosmic space, defying the tranquility of the stars watching from a distance. The explosions of energy briefly illuminated the darkness, creating a chaotic and majestic spectacle at the same time. The flashes of light and shadow intertwined in a frantic dance that reflected the ferocity of the combat. The shockwaves spread out in the distance, distorting space itself and recalling the magnitude of the power unleashed on that battlefield. Each movement was a ballet of strength and dexterity, with Gohan and Takagami challenging each other in a battle that transcended the physical, entering the realms of the mystical and the epic. Their cries of determination were lost amid the din of battle, but their spirits echoed in every exchange of blows, making it clear that this confrontation was not just for dominance or survival, but for the legacy of their lineages and the protection of their worlds. Gohan, his eyes shining with an indomitable determination, channeled all his power in every movement, leaving a trail of energy that shimmered with a force that defied the limits of the unimaginable. His taut muscles, his golden aura glowing with intensity, made him an unstoppable force that sought justice and protection for all those he loved and defended.
You will not escape my justice, Takagami! My determination's like an unbreakable torrent that'll sweep away any darkness you try to sow. Every blow I throw carries with it the strength of all those I protect and defend.
I'll not rest until the truth shines on every shadow you've woven with your deceptions. Get ready to face the justice I bring.
Gohan roared with fiery fury, his voice echoing across the battlefield like an echo of the very protective will drive him. Every blow he threw carried with it the emotional burden of years of struggle and sacrifice, the determination of a hero willing to do anything for the well-being of his world and his loved ones. On the other hand, Takagami, with his characteristic agility and calculated cunning, dodged Gohan's attacks with fluid and precise movements. His cold and calculating gaze contrasted with the ferocity of the Saiyan, unveiling an enemy who did not underestimate the threat he faced.
Interesting. I see that the power of the Saiyan pride still burns deep in your being, Gohan, but let me tell you this. However intense it may be, will not be enough to defy the chains of your inevitable fate.
Between each exchange of blows and dodges, the battlefield turned into an epic scenario where two titans collided, not only with their bodies, but with their convictions and purposes. The fate of both was intertwined in a deadly dance where determination, skill, and strength merged in a conflict that transcended the physical and went deep into their warriors' souls. The clash of energies was so intense that the Z warriors felt the pressure and overwhelming weight of the unfolding confrontation. The magnitude of the conflict resonated in every corner of the known universe, like an echo of power that transcended planetary barriers and penetrated the very heart of those who were fighting for survival and justice. The fluctuations in ki were palpable, even to those watching from a distance, like a symphony of opposing forces colliding in a chaotic but harmonious dance. Every member of the Z Warriors could feel the electricity in the air, the tension that preceded every strategic move and every heartbreaking blow. The earth trembled under the influence of the unleashed energy, as if the world itself was responding to the duel of titans being waged on its surface. The skies darkened even more, as if the universe itself was holding its breath at the magnificence and terror of that epic contest. In those moments of crisis, the Z Warriors' determination grew even stronger, fueled by the urgency to protect what they loved and to face any adversity with courage and conviction. It was a reminder that during chaos and destruction, the human spirit could shine with an unshakable light. Piccolo, with his strategic mind sharper as a razor, watched every move with meticulous attention. Every gesture, every spark of unleashed energy carried with it the promise of a decisive change during the battle. His intense and serene gaze concealed a precise calculation as he searched for the perfect opportunity to intervene in support of his disciple. Piccolo, with his gaze lost on the horizon as he pondered the situation deeply, added in a calm but determined voice,
Gohan is channeling an incredible power right now. If we manage to amplify their energy and coordinate a joint attack, we could tip the scales in our favor and find the opportunity we need to change the course of this battle.
His mind worked like a meticulous clock, evaluating possibilities and strategies during the chaos that was unleashed in front of him. Meanwhile, at the epicenter of the conflict, Gohan and Takagami continued their titanic duel, each determined to impose their will and determination on the other. Gohan's transformation into Super Saiyan Stage 3 not only gave him enormous strength, but also imposed a demanding tribute in terms of energy and physical endurance. Gohan, his breathing agitated by the effort and intensity of the moment, expressed with determination in his voice between short breaths, "His power! It's overwhelming! But I must stand firm! I can't fail!" Every word resonated with an unwavering commitment as he prepared to face the ordeal ahead of her, his aura glowing with a mixture of exhaustion and relentless resolve. His spirit stood like a burning flame during the storm, braving adversities with a determination that sprang from the core of his being. On the other hand, Takagami, with his arrogant smile and calculated movements, responded to every attack of Gohan with an inordinate confidence in his own dexterity and power. Takagami, with a voice imbued with superiority and a tone that denoted his absolute confidence in his words, defiantly replied,
Admiral, but naive. Your determination's remarkable, Gohan, but you must understand that no force in this universe can change your destiny.
His voice resonated with an assurance that seemed to defy all opposition, marking a gap between confidence in his power and Gohan's will. His self-assurance was impenetrable as the toughest steel, a psychological barrier that defied even the storms of energy roaring around him. The confrontation was coming to a head as the Z Warriors, with a mixture of worry and palpable hope in their hearts, prepared to intervene at the precise moment that could change the course of the battle. Vegeta, with his intense and analytical gaze, watched every flash of power unleashed by Gohan with a mixture of admiration and concern in his eyes. Vegeta, with his analytical and sharp mind, was muttering to himself in a barely audible tone due to the palpable tension in the air. "Gohan's unleashing an incredible power." His words were a whisper, charged with respect and concern, acknowledging the magnitude of the power that Gohan was unleashing at that critical moment. "But he must maintain control if he wants to survive this," he added with a seriousness that reflected his experience in past battles and his understanding of the dangers of losing control over so much unleashed energy. Goku, the legendary warrior who knows the limits and beyond, nodded solemnly at Vegeta's words. Goku, with a calmness that radiated experience and wisdom, recognized with respect in his voice, "We know what it's like to fight at the limit, but Gohan's showing exceptional courage that inspires us all." His words resonated with the depth of one who has faced countless challenges, understanding the nature of struggle and the sacrifice it entails. With admiration palpable in his tone, recognizing the courage and determination of his son during adversity, his voice, serene but full of respect, reflected the confidence in Gohan's potential to overcome any obstacle. Meanwhile, the energy flowing through Gohan was reaching its peak, manifesting itself in an impressive visual spectacle. Its golden aura radiated an intense light that illuminated the surrounding space, making even the distant stars seem to pale in comparison. Gohan, with a roar full of determination that echoed throughout the battlefield, exclaimed with fervor, addressed to his father and Vegeta, "Father! Vegeta! All of you! This power is to protect you all!" His voice carried with an emotional charge of his commitment to the protection of his loved ones, a promise that manifested itself in every flash of his glowing aura, and in every blow aimed at the darkness that threatened his world. His voice, echoing like an echo of hope amid the chaos of battle, his energy, instead of just being destructive, became a beacon of hope for his allies, instilling strength and determination in their hearts. The buildup of energy finally reached its peak when Gohan unleashed a combined attack so powerful that it seemed to tear the very fabric of space. The surprise on Takagami's face was palpable, reflecting the magnitude of the force unleashed by the young Saiyan. "Impossible! I can't believe the magnitude of your strength, Gohan! You've unweakened a power that defies all my expectations and strategies so far. But you haven't witnessed everything I can do yet. My abilities are not limited to what you've witnessed so far. And I still have cards to play in this game. Get ready to find out that I'm not as easy an opponent to defeat. The true essence of my power is about to be revealed, and I assure you that it'll surprise you. The battle's only just begun, young Saiyan." The resulting explosion temporarily blinded everyone present, enveloping the battlefield in a dazzling light that eclipsed even the brightest stars in the firmament. As the luminescence slowly faded away, it revealed an impressive but also disturbing scene. Gohan, still in his Super Saiyan Stage 3 form, was still standing, his figure slender but visibly exhausted at the limit of his strength. "Was that enough?" He was panting between short breaths, his eyes reflecting a determination that defied the fatigue that overwhelmed him. But Takagami emerged from the rubble with a defiant smile on his face, was making it clear that the battle was far from over. "You're barely scratching the surface, Gohan. Your power is awesome, but you can't beat the darkness that is hanging over you. Your determination's commendable, but the real battle is beyond what you can imagine. My shadows are deeper, and my power is vaster than you think. Get ready to face the true essence of the dark power." Gohan's energy was fluctuating, a clear sign that his transformation was reaching its limit. The Z Warriors watched with anxiety and determination as the battle reached a critical point. Victory seemed elusive, but their fighting spirit remained unwavering in the darkness that threatened to devour them all. "No! I can't give up this power. It's to protect everyone, to my family, to the earth. Each word came out between agitated breaths, but charged with an unwavering determination, revealing the deep sense of responsibility and love that drove their struggle. His voice, though weakened by the effort, resounded with a firmness that defined the adversities he faced. Oh, what a pathetic nobility! Do you think you can fight my darkness with simple desires for protection? Your strength is impressive, but your naivety condemns you. Don't you understand that in this world, nobility and desires for protection are as fragile as glass in front of the tide? No matter how much power you possess, the darkness will always find a crack through which to infiltrate and corrupt everything you value. It's only a matter of time before you realize the futility of your efforts, Gohan. Gohan, his aura flickering, braced himself for another assault, feeling every fiber of his being burning with determination. However, the accumulated fatigue and the marked wounds on his skin were beginning to take their toll, weighing like chains on his struggle. Every move was a battle against exhaustion and pain, a test of endurance that tested his courage and perseverance. The vision of Takagami, his implacable enemy, distorted slightly before his fatigued eyes, reflecting not only the tumult of the physical battle, but also the dark and twisted connection Takagami maintained with the source of power that fed him. This connection, like a cursed bond, gave Takagami a ruthless strength, but also dragged him into the maelstrom of corruption and out of control. During the fray, Gohan found himself facing not only a formidable opponent, but also the shadow of an evil influence that threatened to consume everything. Every blow thrown and blocked resonated with the intensity of an epic battle between light and darkness, between the determination of a hero and the seduction of a dark and forbidden power. Despite the adversities and uncertainty that surrounded him, Gohan clung to hope like the beacon in a storm, remembering the bonds of friendship and love that drove him to move forward. Every beat of his heart resonated with the will to protect what he valued most in the world, facing the challenge with courage and sacrifice, knowing that true strength lay in his indomitable spirit and in his determination to never give up in the face of the darkness that threatened his world and soul. Gohan, don't wear yourself out too much. Stay focused and in control. Remember, that true strength lies not only in raw power, but in the ability to stay calm and think strategically amid chaos. Do not underestimate your opponent, and do not get carried away by blind rage. That determination must be backed by intelligence and control. Make every hit count, and don't get distracted from your goal. His words, full of advice and warnings, sought to remind Gohan of the importance of the mind in battle, in addition to physical strength. The Super Saiyan Phase 3 form consumes a lot of energy. Gohan needs to find a balance between his power and his stamina. He must learn to control the flow of his ki to maintain his strength without exhausting himself quickly. The key is efficiency. Every movement must be precisely calculated and executed to maximize the impact without wasting energy. It's a challenge to master this state, but if Gohan manages to find that harmony, his potential will be truly formidable. His words, full of experience and knowledge, sought to guide Gohan towards a better understanding of how to use his power without compromising his endurance in battle. As Gohan and Takagami continued their confrontation, Goku's eyes, a symbol of hope for everyone, shone with determination during the intense strife. His strategic mind was working at full speed, analyzing every move of his son and enemies to find the perfect crack in Takagami's defense. Every glimmer in his gaze reflects years of training, epic battles, and an unwavering desire to protect those he loved. In the distance, Vegeta stood in a fighting position, his Saiyan pride burning like an unstoppable flame. His defiant aura and combat experience combined into a formidable force, ready to unleash his power at the precise moment. Piccolo, with his calculated serenity, was watching the battle with sharp eyes, ready to strategically intervene and balance the scales in favor of his comrades. Meanwhile, Goten and Trunks, the young warriors, were in the middle of the recovery process after the intense confrontation against Takagami. Despite their damage received, his determination did not waver. both focused on channeling their ki with precision, taking advantage of every breath to restore their energies and strengthen their bodies. Goten, with his indomitable spirit and his face marked with determination, closed his eyes with concentration as he felt the flow of vital energy revitalize his fatigued muscles. "We have to be ready to return to the battle at any moment," he thought to himself, remembering the responsibility he shared with his friend Trunks to protect his family and his home. On the other hand, Trunks, with his mind focused and his ki shining with renewed intensity, was striving to reach an optimal state of recovery. "We can't afford to let our guard down," he reflected, aware of the challenges they still faced and the need to be prepared to face any adversity that stood in their way. Both young warriors knew that the battle was not over yet. With determination in their hearts and their ki channeling with precision, they were preparing for the next chapter in their fight for the protection of their world. "Gohan's giving his best. His strength and determination are impressive, but we need to find an opening to channel more energy towards him and empower his power to the fullest. We must all join forces and find a way to support him in this crucial battle. Our connection as a family and as a team is our greatest strength. Let's make every hit and every effort count to protect our home and those we love." His words, full of determination and hope, reflected his confidence in the team's ability to overcome any challenge when working together. "Your resistance is admirable, but useless. My power is absolute. No matter how much they fight, they won't be able to stop me. My strength is unshakable, and my determination relentless. There is no escape from my dominion. It's time for you to give up and accept your fate under my control." Every word was loaded with arrogance and certainty as Takagami continued to unleash his dark power with ruthless ferocity. Gohan, with a superhuman effort, managed to deflect Takagami's attacks and counterattacked with a burst of brilliant energy. The collision of powers created a shockwave that shook the nearby atmosphere. "I will not allow you to destroy what I love! My bonds and my strength are greater than any darkness you could throw! I'm ready to face any challenge and overcome any obstacle to ensure a secure future for everyone! There will be no place for destruction in my world!" "Your emotions make you weak, Gohan. The real strength lies in the darkness. Your love and your bonds are chains that prevent you from reaching your true potential. Don't you see that the darkness offers unlimited and unrestricted power? Abandon your illusions of grandeur, young Saiyan. Face the truth that only darkness can bring you true strength and absolute dominion over the world." Every word was imbued with an icy arrogance and a fanatical belief in the corrupting power of darkness. Takagami sought to sow doubts and weakness in Gohan's mind, challenging his conception of strength and courage. The struggle became more intense with each pressing moment. Gohan, despite showing obvious exhaustion with every short breath, remained firm and undetermined, refusing to back down from the challenge Takagami posed. His eyes reflected an unwavering determination as he faced the malevolent machinations of his enemy. However, Takagami's evil cunning was revealed in all its magnitude when he began to manipulate the environment around him with dark mastery. The dark creatures had summoned with his sinister magic were already at the edge of the surface, ready to emerge and join the battle with uncontrollable ferocity. The air was charged with an ominous presence as the shadows of those creatures danced unexpectedly, eager to join the conflict and show their destructive power. Faced with the imminent threat, the Z warriors did not hesitate to prepare to face these creatures that represented an unknown but tangible danger. Vegeta, with his characteristic defiant tone, exclaimed as he adjusted his combat posture, "I'll not allow those abominations to ruin our path to victory. It's time to show them the true power of a Saiyan." Piccolo, the group's calm strategist, quickly assessed the situation and proposed a plan of action. "We're facing a cunning enemy who uses manipulation as a weapon. We must act with coordination and precision. Gohan, you now take care of containing the creatures. Vegeta, Goku, keep the pressure on Takagami and don't let him breathe easy." Goku, with a determined smile on his face, nodded energetically. "We have it, Piccolo. I'm confident that together we can overcome any challenge that comes our way. We're going to give our best." Goten and Trunks, the young warriors, who were always looking to prove their bravery, exchanged a look of complacency before joining the plan. "Yes, let's show these monsters what it means to be a real team." Determination shone in the eyes of each Z warrior as they prepared for the upcoming showdown, their hearts resonating with the memory of Ten Shinhan and Chaos's courageous sacrifice. Those moments of heroism and camaraderie resonated like an echo in their souls, reminding them of the price they sometimes had to pay to protect the world they loved. Goku, with a silent bow to his fallen friends, took a moment to remember his valuable lessons of courage and determination. Our friend showed us that even in the darkest moments, we can find the strength to face any challenge. His sacrifice will not be in vain as long as we keep fighting and keep the flame of hope alive in our hearts. Every blow we take, every obstacle we face is proof of our determination and our commitment to a better future. We'll not let his sacrifice be forgotten. Let's keep fighting with all our heart and spirit. Vegeta, with an intense gaze fixed on the horizon, added solemnly, "Every battle teaches us something new. We must honor his memory by overcoming our limits, protecting this world, not only for ourselves, but for those who are no longer there." Piccolo, the serene strategist, reflected on the importance of learning from each experience. "Every battle, every loss, strengthens us and teaches us to be better warriors. Let's move forward with determination and wisdom." Goten and Trunks, the young warriors, full of energy and competitive spirit, exchanged a look of respect towards the heroes of the past.
We're going to make their bravery and sacrifice worthwhile. We'll fight with everything we have.
The memory of Ten Shinhan and Chaos became a flame that fanned the determination and fighting spirit of the Z warriors. With their hearts united in a common purpose, they prepared to face the next challenge with the strength of those who came before them, ready to write the next chapter in the history of defending the Earth against the forces of evil. The battle reached unprecedented levels of intensity, with every move unleashing a wave of energy that shook the battlefield. Gohan, with his indomitable spirit, led the charge against the emerging shadows, channeling his ki into powerful explosions that dispelled the creatures one after another. Every flash of light harbored the determination to protect their loved ones and their home from the darkness that threatened to consume them.
Mr. Piccolo, behind you! Watch your back! The enemy's trying to surprise us with sneak attacks! We can't afford to let our guard down for 1 second in this battle! Our togetherness is our greatest strength, and together we'll overcome any challenge that comes our way! I trust in your strategic wisdom, Mr. Piccolo, but I'm also here to support you in every move! Let's move forward with determination and protect what we value with all our might!
Piccolo responded quickly, deflecting the attack with an energy shield. "Thank you, Gohan. Your quick alertness and attention to detail are crucial in this battle. Our coordination and communication are what will keep us one step ahead in the face of our enemies. Let's keep working together. Every move counts in this matchup." By his side, Piccolo displayed his tactical ingenuity with mastery, drawing lines of defense and counterattack with pinpoint accuracy. His strategies were like chess moves on the battlefield, anticipating the enemy's moves and coordinating attacks to maximize the impact. Between them, an almost perfect synchronicity is woven, where Gohan's brute force found balance at Piccolo's strategic cunning.
Vegeta, get ready for our combined attack! We can't hold any back anymore! It's time to deploy all our power and show them what we're capable of! Together, we're unstoppable, Vegeta! Let's prove once again why we're the most powerful Z warriors in the universe! Let's go!
You don't need to tell me, Kakaroto. I'm always ready for the combat. Our combined power will overcome any obstacle that stands in our way. Get ready to witness the true strength of the Saiyan race. Let's go! Every clash of powers, every rumble of explosions resounded like a chant of resistance, bravery during chaos. The bonds of camaraderie and trust between the Z warriors were strengthened by adversity, reminding them that together they were more than the sum of their individual abilities. In this ballet of strength and strategy, where each movement had the weight of survival and the hope of a future in which light would prevail over shadows. Vegeta and Goku, in their eternal friendly rivalry forged in countless battles, coordinated their attacks with an almost telepathic synchronization. Like two warriors who share a unique and deep bond, their fiery determination was reflected in every move, every punch, and every burst of energy they threw at their formidable opponent, Takagami. "Goku, it's time to unite our powers to take down this guy once and for all. will not allow it to continue sowing chaos and destruction. Our combined strength will be their undoing. Take this, Takagami! This is the end that awaits you for challenging the Z Warriors.
I'm with you, Vegeta. There's no turning back now. Together, we'll put an end to this threat once and for all. Let's get him!
The latter, a formidable adversary in his own right, was forced to quickly divert his attention between dodging the quick and precise strikes of the Saiyans and dealing with the strategic cunning of Gohan and the tactical prowess of Piccolo.
Don't underestimate my power, Saiyans. My abilities go beyond what you can imagine. Your determination's admirable, but it won't be enough to stop me. Get ready to know the true darkness that resides in this universe.
The frantic dance of attacks and defenses between the protagonists became a ballet of opposing forces, where speed and power merged into an unparalleled combat choreography. Each shock of energy unleashed explosions of ki that lit up the sky like shooting stars on a stormy night, painting the firmament with flashes of power and determination. The battlefield was transformed into an epic scenario where the fates of the combatants were intertwined in a cosmic drama of legendary proportions.
Gohan, now's your time to shine. Use this opportunity to show your true power and determination. We're all counting on you to turn the tide of this battle. Don't hold back. Give your best and make every hit count. The fate of everyone depends on your courage and strength in this crucial moment.
Come on, Dad! Mr. Piccolo! We won't stop until we beat you! Our determination's stronger than ever, and together, we're unstoppable! This is our moment to show that together, we can overcome any obstacle! Let's trust in our bonds, and fight with everything we have!
Meanwhile, Gohan's relentless determination and Piccolo's tactical wisdom added layers of complexity to the conflict, consistently challenging Takagami's strategies and moves. The intensity of the confrontation reached its peak, and with each hero and villain deploying their maximum potential in search of victory. Amid the chaos of battle, friendship and honor and inner strength shone as beacons of hope, in a universe fraught with unfathomable challenges and dangers. Goten and Trunks, following the meticulous plan laid out by Piccolo to the latter, demonstrated a perfect synchronization that bordered on the supernatural. As young Saiyan warriors, their connection was more than a simple strategic alliance. It was the manifestation of a deep and lasting friendship, forged in countless shared trainings and battles. Every movement, every gesture, flowed between them in an innate harmony that only the strongest bonds could sustain.
Goten, your task is to maintain the defensive perimeter. Don't let anything surprise us from behind. Trunks, look for any opportunity to counterattack. We need to take advantage of every gap in their defense to turn the tide in this battle.
Understood, Mr. Piccolo. I'll be attentive and make sure that nothing takes us by surprise.
Following Piccolo's instructions, Goten unleashed bursts of energy with the dexterity and speed typical of the Saiyan lineage.
Come on, Trunks, let's keep the pressure on. Let's not give up and take every opportunity to move forward.
His attacks were precise and forceful, outlining a defensive perimeter around the group with an intensity that left his opponents breathless. Meanwhile, Trunks, a skilled wielder of the energy sword, executed precise and elegant cuts that perfectly complemented Goten's strategic defense.
Don't let any of them through, Goten. Keep our fronts safe while we look for weaknesses in their formation. Let's keep pushing.
Each movement drew lines of glowing energy in the air, creating a dynamic and effective wall of protection that neutralized any threat that dared to get too close to their companions. The combination of Goten and Trunks' skills not only demonstrated their individual mastery, but also their ability to work in a team in a fluid and coordinated way. Their actions were not only the result of practice and training, but also of a deep mutual understanding that allowed them to anticipate each other's movements with pinpoint accuracy. On the battlefield, the symbiosis was their greatest strength, making them an unstoppable force that courageously and determinedly defended those considered their family and home. The battle that was being fought was a whirlwind of energy and strategy, where every move had a deep meaning, and every decision impacted on the future of the contest. Goten and Trunks, the young Saiyan warriors, showed amazing coordination as they threw themselves into combat with a mixture of bravery and dexterity. His movements were like a martial dance, fluid and precise, designed to unbalance the dark creatures summoned by Takagami.
Trunks, to your right! Understood.
The voices of the young people echoed among the booms of explosions and the clash of powers. Each exchange of blows was a symphony of ki, a manifestation of the determination not to give ground in the face of the darkness that threatened to engulf them. Meanwhile, Gohan, with his indomitable spirit, deployed his ki in explosions of controlled energy, creating glowing spheres that exploded with force on impact against the shadows that rushed over them.
We can't give up! Our world depends on this! Every strike, every strategy, everything counts in this crucial battle! Let's keep fighting until the end!
His voice resonated with conviction, injecting courage into his companions. Piccolo, the calm but ruthless strategist, extended his arms with authority, generating defensive barriers that protected the group from surprise attacks. His eyes observed the battlefield with a calculated calm, evaluating every movement of the enemy to find the precise moment to counterattack. Keep the pressure constant. We cannot allow them to make up ground. Every breakthrough we make is crucial to maintaining our advantage. Keep attacking relentlessly. The sound of energy crashes and explosions was deafening, but during the chaos, the group's determination and unity shone like beacons of hope in the darkest night. Each of the Z warriors knew that they were not only fighting for their lives, but for the future of their home and the generations to come. Every attack, every block was another step towards victory or defeat, and they were not willing to give in to adversity. Amid the furious fray, every strategic move and every technique deployed by the Z Warriors reflected years of training and experience, as well as a bond of trust and camaraderie that strengthened them in the most difficult moments. The coordination between them was a show of synchronization and dexterity, a chaotic but harmonious dance of attacks and defenses that kept at bay the dark forces that tried to dominate them. However, it was at a crucial moment, when hope seemed to be faltering in the face of Takagami's relentless persistence, that Goku and Vegeta, the legendary Saiyans whose power transcended known limits, demonstrated once again why they were revered as the most powerful warriors in the universe. With millimetric synchronization that only they could achieve after years of training and epic battles, they unleashed a devastating combined attack that shattered Takagami's defenses, leaving them exposed and vulnerable in the face of the final counterattack of the brave defenders of the Earth. The impact of their combined energy resounded on the battlefield like divine thunder, shaking reality itself with its overwhelming power. The energy blasts and shockwaves spread out like a gale, sweeping away any obstacles in their way and marking a decisive turn in the confrontation. The hearts of the Z Warriors swelled with renewed hope as they witnessed the result of the bravery and determination embodied in Goku and Vegeta, who were not only allies but also rivals who raised each other to new heights of power and dexterity. This epic moment not only symbolized the brute strength of the legendary Saiyans, but also the depth of their connection as battle companions and friends. Her self-sacrifice and dedication to protecting her home and loved ones shone with an intensity that defied the shadows of despair. With Takagami vulnerable before them, Earth's heroes prepared for the final assault, determined to put an end to the dark threat looming over their world and restore the lost peace. As this crucial opportunity approached, Gohan and Piccolo, two warriors whose togetherness goes beyond simple camaraderie, combined their powers with synchronization and understanding that only the closest battle partners could achieve. With relentless determination and a strategic focus sharp as the edge of a sword, they faced the creatures summoned by Takagami, with a bravery that inspired everyone present on the battlefield.
Mr. Piccolo, keep the rear guard! I'm going to the front! It is crucial to maintain our formation and protect our backs as we move forward towards the main battle. I trust you to keep us safe from behind.
Understood, Gohan. Don't let your guard down. Our coordination is key for being victorious. Stay alert and move forward with determination. Together we'll overcome this challenge. Gohan's energy, bright and powerful as the sun as it peaks, was intertwined with Piccolo's tactical cunning and dexterity, creating a symphony of power and skill that defied expectations. Each coordinated movement between them was a masterful combined dance, where offensive and defense intertwined in a lethal harmony. The creatures summoned by Takagami, who once posed a formidable threat, now found themselves at a disadvantage in the face of the unbreakable union of these two exceptional warriors. The battlefield lit up with flashes of brilliant energy as Gohan and Piccolo unleashed their full potential, overcoming every obstacle with steely determination and calculated strategies. The trust between them was palpable, a connection that transcended words and manifested itself in every punch and every block. With each enemy defeated, their path to Takagami cleared, bringing them closer and closer to the final victory they sought to protect their world and their loved ones. Gohan, you need to buy time. I will prepare my best attack to defeat these creatures. I trust you can keep them busy while I get ready. Together, we can change the course of this battle.
Mr. Piccolo, I'll do my best to buy time. My goal is to keep these creatures at bay as long as possible so I can prepare their attack. Trust me, I won't let you down.
The moment of truth was approaching, and Gohan was advancing with a firm step, while Piccolo prepared his best attack to defeat these creatures summoned by Bahamut's disciple and put an end to the darkness that had threatened his home. His fiery determination was a beacon of hope for those who witnessed his courageous struggle, reminding them that strength lies in the unity and indomitable spirit of those who fight for justice and peace. The critical moment came when every move decided the fate of the battle. Gohan, in a last effort, took his final form. With his bright and determined aura, advanced to the front of the battle line facing the dark creatures with a mixture of bravery and strategy. As he blocked the onslaughts of the shadows with his dazzling ki.
What will happen next? Find out in the next chapter. Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.
Black girl.